Hey y'all, I'm Marissa. Welcome to my channel, More Mindful. So, I wanted to do a quick little video where I kind of do like a little story time. Um, I just uploaded my last video, which was about my me just coming into the lock journey and the similarities and differences between that as well as my natural hair journey, right? So I kind of mentioned in that video that when I went to China, I went to Beijing for a month, I had some interesting conversations with ladies, my group mates, um, that really like motivated me to like embrace my natural hair. I wanted to grow out my natural hair, right? So really, well, let me just tell the story. So, um, first and foremost, just as a disclaimer, because I know how, we can get about our hair and everything. When I was there with a lot of, it wasn't too many Americans, but I was one. And I think I was the only one that looked like me, right? um, and everybody else was pretty much from London, from different parts of the UK, from Ireland, Scotland. I was cool with a couple of the Scottish girls, Welsh girls. There was a Chinese girl who was not like super cultured Chinese, but that's because she actually was raised in Germany, so she spoke German, even though she was Chinese. She was a cool girl. Just people in general from all over. My roommate was from Uganda. And so, the experience itself was like super new to me because I had never been around so many people from different regions, different parts of the world, different nations. So, we got really close with each other. And, we're there for a month. So, immediately it was like certain people vibed and certain people didn't. The ones who did vibe, the ones who I vibe with, we would all meet in like one of our apartments that we were staying in. And we would just talk and talk and talk and talk and get to know each other and ask these burning questions that we always wanted to know about, like culture, background, stuff you see on TV. Is it real? Is it really like this? Where you from, or whatever the case may be. So, it was like really open. It was open. And very intimate, you know what I'm saying? Like I had just such great conversations with these girls. So to say that is to say that because it was very open, people just didn't feel like they had to hold back. So they would ask questions and they would talk about themselves and, so on and so forth. So the Chinese girl who was raised in Germany, she and I and a few of us were on a boat or something like that. We were just having a like a day trip, and we were on this boat and we were somehow talking about hair, right? And mind you, it's a couple of like Muslim girls who were there, so they wore hijabs and everything, or hijabs. And so we started talking about hair, and the Chinese German girl was like, I get perms or something like that. She was expressing how she manipulates her hair. And she had kind of like put the spotlight on me. And she was like Marissa, like you get something. She was like, your hair is not naturally straight, right? And I was like, and it was no, like, she wasn't being sly, like, she wasn't being anything rude or anything like that. She was genuinely asking me a question. But I felt like, I was put on the spot and I felt weird because I really didn't know what to say because I had never really seen my natural hair. So I was like, just going with the conversation. I was like, yeah, this is a relaxer. That's why my hair is straight. She was like, yeah. She was like, I thought so because I have friends in Germany who, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah. She was like, so what's your real hair like? And I was like, honestly, but I went with the flow, because I was a little embarrassed inside. I was embarrassed. So I was like, my real hair is curly, and I was like, you see this? I was showing I had like a curve part or whatever. And it had rained, by that time in Beijing. So I end up getting a little, like my hair ended up getting a little wet. So my hair had crinkled because when you get a relaxer, when you have a relaxer, your hair can still crinkle up. It may not be your natural curl pattern, but it's going to crinkle, right? That's just what happens. So it was crinkled, like a nice little crinkle, at the part. So I was like, yeah, like this right here, like my hair is curly, naturally. And so she was like, oh, okay, 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 cool. So I went home, went back to my apartment, after our day trip was over and everything. And I just kept dwelling on her question, like, your real hair, that's not like, your hair is not naturally straight. And I just was like, oh my God, like that was so crazy because all I know and have reference to is my dad's hair. My dad always had the brush in his hand growing up, brushing his waves, brushing the side, getting the swirl. Like he always had waves and beautiful thick hair. And I knew my mom had thick hair too, but she had relaxers like me, chemically treated hair. But she still had a head full of hair. And so, like, almost to the point where it would look like a wig, but it was her hair just chemically treated. So, that's all my reference was. I really didn't have any other references from any other sisters around me for real. And then those who I did know one lady who had long locks down to her ankles. But I didn't take much interest in that at the time. So that was all I had. And I dwelled on it. So the point of when I said I was motivated to like embrace my natural hair and know what it was like, that really started in China. I was not really thinking, I was thinking about never going back to the damn salon because I was in the bitch for like hours. I was in there for hours. And then I stepped outside the salon to get on the bus to go home. I'd get my hair done before China. And when I stepped outside the salon, it started pouring down raining and I had to stay in the store and wait it out for a little while. And it was just like horrific. Like I couldn't believe I just sat in the salon all that time and I was like risking getting my hair wet or whatever. It just blew me. So, I just thought about all of these things that we do. You wrap your hair, you put your scarf on, you do all of these different things to make sure that you keep up this, this look that you have when you chemically treat your hair and things like that. So I just remember that. And I in China, I was dwelling on the fact that I had a bad salon experience. And then I'm trying to like get through this month in China. I wouldn't typically wash my hair like that anyway with relaxed hair. But I would, I don't know, like I just felt like I was really stuck because I didn't want my hair to be, manipulated, outside of what I already had done. So I was, determined to wait till I got home to touch my hair. But I had went through a lot of like weather, so I was like really just feeling like stuck. So when she asked me that question and I dwelled on it, I was thinking about all of these different components of hair, and I was just like, man, like I'm over it. I want to see what my real hair looks like. I want to know what my natural hair looks like. I want to know, is it really curly? Like, y'all, it sounds silly because, naturally we have kinky curly hair. And some of us do have, hair on the straighter side. You know what I'm saying? It's very versatile. But I really didn't know. Like, I swear, I really didn't know if I had curly hair. I was just taking a guess. I was just guessing. Like, I had no idea. The natural hair movement in 2014 was just gaining steam. At least I had just come into seeing it more on YouTube and stuff like that. And seeing it more I wasn't really on social media like that, but I would see it more, when I was. And so I got a lot of inspiration from that. And that's what, really like pushed me to just go for it. You know what I'm saying? It started in China. So I just, kind of wanted to share that little bit. Because that's just how it happened. Like, I was challenged and I was like more embarrassed that I wasn't sure. And I said from then on that I want to be sure. I want to know. I want my hair to speak for itself. Like, you ain't got to guess that this is my natural hair. It's my natural hair. And don't get me wrong, when my hair did like really pop out and I would wear my afros, people would always ask me if that's a wig. I had one lady, got to love your elders. I had one lady who was like, oh yeah, that's your hair, girl. This mine too. I bought this too. Silly. So anyway, that's my story, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed. Peace and love.